Hey guys, so is it a good time to start an e-commerce business? In this video, we're going to be looking at some interesting data points about the future of e-commerce from a platform called Statista. Now, first off, let's look at revenue, okay? So last year, we did a revenue of $6.4 billion. And this year, it is projected that we are going to do $7.43 billion in the e-commerce space, right? Good. Now, and this is, I'm not shading Nigeria here, but just so that I give you an idea of what the Western world is like, China did 1.4 trillion last year. They are projected to do 1.7 trillion this year. You can see the gap, but let's continue. So, and to be fair, when you look at that gap, look at it from the point of the opportunity that is available to us, because we are still in some way an emerging market. Okay, this is not, it's not, I'm not shading Nigeria, and it's not negative, guys. That's a positive metric if you look at it that way. Okay, but let's continue. So we want to look at this chart, okay, and I want you to notice and highlight electronics, fashion, beauty and personal care, and furniture. Those are the four industries that bring in, at least, I'll probably say, more than 50% of the e-commerce revenue, both last year and projected for this year. So if you are in the e-commerce space and you sell one of these products, kudos to you. If you are looking for ideas, maybe you want to start looking at, selling products that are in these industries. Now, next up, let's look at some key players. From the chart you're looking at, Jumia has 21%, Apple has 10%, AliExpress has 6%, and Shein has 1%. Some other guys are here, but what I want to look at is the other. So other is 45%. Others are you, me, and every other person that sells either on an e-commerce store or on their own social media platform. That is others, okay? So others could be, DaminiWilliams.com, JumokeWears.com. Now, one thing I like about this chart is shows that not one particular, marketplace is powerful enough to take charge of e-commerce as a whole in Nigeria. And I'll tell you why. In the Western world, Amazon and AliExpress and Alibaba are big boys. For example, in America, Amazon takes at least almost, or if not more than 50% of all e-commerce traffic in America, guys. That should just show you how powerful the marketplace is in the Western world. They've not come to Nigeria yet, and Jumia, that is a giant in Africa, only gets 21%. So this kind of shows the opportunity that is available for you and I that want to build our own e-commerce platform. Another interesting thing that I noticed was actually the sales channels. So if you look at the mobile and desktop split, you would see that mobile is winning. Now, I kind of want to question this particular metric or data point, and that's because I would think mobile will be higher. I believe that majority of people in Nigeria do their shopping, do their research, do a lot of, online activities on their mobile phone. I would have, if I saw this metric and it was like 70-30, I wouldn't be shocked. So the fact that it's this close, I find it a bit interesting. However, and this is just like a very quick survey, a quick test. It's not something that, I have data of actual facts to back it up. But majority of the people around me, when I ask them this question that, would you make a big purchase on your mobile phone or on a desktop? A lot of them say that they will do research on their mobile phone, but then do the big purchase on a desktop. So if you're buying a flight ticket, if you are buying maybe a laptop, you just tend to always go to a desktop to make those purchases instead of mobile. I find that interesting, but hey, maybe that's what this metric is showing. Now, what Statista have done is the second-hand marketplace, okay, or the refurbished marketplace, they've called it Ecommerce, okay? And what you will notice here is in this particular chart, where majority of our revenue is coming from is the electronics part. And I'm sure before I even mention it, you probably know what I'm about to say. Second-hand phones, London, UK used phones, Tokumbo, things like that. All right, this is where, you know, refurbished, Ecommerce. This is where the data comes. So it only makes sense. A lot of people in our, you know, part of the world buy used laptops, used phones, things like that. What I find interesting here is furniture. Now, I don't know when last you bought any piece of furniture, but furniture is actually not cheap. It costs die. So it kind of makes sense that people will buy used furniture. So used chairs, used tables, things like that. I'm not surprised. The one that surprised me though was toys and hobbies or hobby, because, and it kind of makes sense, because if I have a child and they are done playing with something, I don't need to throw it away. I can just sell it. But I don't know anybody personally in this scenario, but I just found that particular metric very interesting. But obviously, you can see the difference between electronics and everything else is so high, just because our London used or UK used or Tokumbo or pre-loved market is heavily tilted towards electronics. Now for social commerce, we're doing about $47 million projected this year, and I'm also questioning this number. And the reason I'm questioning this number is because social commerce in the Western world is seen as TikTok shops, Instagram shops, things like that. Social commerce for us in the Nigerian world and in the Nigerian market is more of WhatsApp, Instagram DM, things like that. It's very difficult for you to record those purchases. So I think this metric is not valid. There's so much money that goes through people's WhatsApp, people's Instagram DMs. Like, it's crazy, guys. That's pretty much, you know, why I'm so sure that this metric is wrong. But again, how they collected their data was just based on what they have access to. And a lot of us Nigerians, we're not going to give you access to, oh, this is how much I made from WhatsApp, this is how much I made from Instagram DM. Hello, I don't know you. That sort of thing. Now, the whole point of this video was to answer the question, is it worth it to start an e-commerce business or even continue an e-commerce business in 2025? The answer is yes. Because it can only start from here and go up. Obviously, there are certain industries that you should probably stay away from because it's not profitable enough. And then if you're looking for some ideas, I've already shown you some ideas that you should start playing with. Now, if you want to look at the most common reasons why e-commerce businesses fail in Nigeria and some solutions that can help avoid that failure, watch this video.